Welcome back to another fun video of learning. And this week, we are going to be talking about speaking and how to speak well. Now, one of the first things that you got to remember is that your voice is a powerful tool that you can learn to use for your advantage. But there are some things that you can do to make it so that it works better for you. Now, let's talk about voice projection, speaking with power. Now, it's important to understand how to use your voice effectively, and you can learn techniques to make your voice heard. Now, the importance of voice projection is that it can help others hear you clearly. We don't want to mumble like this so people can't hear us. We want to learn to project our voice to create a strong, confident presence. Now, what is voice projection? Well, voice projection is speaking loudly and clearly without shouting. It doesn't mean, you're going like this. I'm sorry, I had to. But no, it means I'm not talking like this and I'm not screaming. I speak loudly and clearly without shouting. When you are in a room, you want to imagine that you are speaking loud enough so the person in the back of the room can hear you. It's about reaching the entire audience with ease. I trained as an actor, and when I stood on the stage, I was taught by my teacher to project my voice out to the back of the auditorium. So not just the people in the front could hear me, but the people all the way in the back as well. Voice projection can improve communication and can ensure your message is understood. It does this by making you easier to understand. And there's less guessing and less mistakes are made in the interpreting of what you're saying. Now, what are some of the tools that we can do to accomplish voice projection? Well, one of the most important things is breathing from your diaphragm. Not up here, where you're taking these shallow little breaths. Well, you need to breathe all the way down into your belly. Diaphragmatic breathing, where you take a deep breath in here, tighten, and then project your voice. You can practice deep breathing exercises to strengthen your body. One of the things that you can do is to sit in the chair and place your hand on your belly and to feel the breath coming in and out of your belly. Feeling your hands move up and down, up and down. Now this allows for better control and power in your voice. Now let's do some fun voice warm-up exercises. This one is a fun one. It forces you to use your belly breathing. All right, here we go. We're gonna do lip trills first. Are you ready? All right, let's do some notes with that. You might feel silly when you're doing this, but it allows you to start using your breath correctly. You can also do the same thing with humming. Not bad, right? Now, these are some basic warm-up exercises to practice diaphragmatic breathing, but we can also practice moving our mouth more with some tongue twisters. Here's a fun one I learned when I was growing up. How much wood can a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? All right, here we go again. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? All right, we're gonna do that faster. Here we go. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Can you do it even faster? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Not bad, right? Now, these tongue twisters, and there are so many of them online, help you work to improve your vocal control, and they help you learn to pronounce and speak clearly. Now, another thing you can do is work at relaxing and stretching your face muscles. I remember working with a famous actor, and he would always shake out his face every time before he would start acting. He would just go like this, tighten, and then release, and then and shake it out. It helps you relax the muscles and helps you feel more at ease. And also practicing scales. If you are musically inclined, you can start practicing some simple scales. Ma, 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 ma. Ma, 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 ma. Now, these things help you warm up your voice. They help prevent strain and also improve clarity. Let's talk about volume versus shouting. Now, shouting is when you are screaming at something. It uses your upper voice and it's not good for your vocal cords. But volume is when you use your diaphragm and push more air out and are still speaking clearly. Here, I am speaking loud, but I'm not shouting. Volume versus shouting. Projection is about volume without strain. You don't want to be tightening here like you do when you shout. Shouting strains your voice and sounds harsh, okay? But when you use your diaphragm to increase your voice naturally, you are tightening your belly and forcing more air out through your vocal cords and through your mouth. And that allows you to be louder. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about is resonance. The resonance is that we don't want to talk too nasally. We want to try to open up our mouth as much as possible, kind of keeping our mouth open when we speak and not going like this. We don't want to be nasally. Now, resonance gives your voice depth and richness. Listen to this one. Hi, my name is Sean. It sounds like a movie, right? That's because I'm focusing on resonance, that richness to my mouth, by keeping my mouth as open as possible when I speak. Now, again, to create resonance, you can practice humming to feel vibrations in your chest and head. You want to feel it in here. You want to feel it in there. Now, this can help you work to create more resonance. Now, use resonance to project without shouting. Another thing you can do is stand up and try projecting your voice. Literally, stand up in a room, stand at the front of the room, and try to project your voice to the back of the room. Hi. Give me the difference between, hi, my name is Sean. It's nice to meet you. Yeah, no one is going to hear me or understand me in that room if I'm talking like that. Instead, hi, my name is Sean, and it's nice to meet you. That projection allows people to understand me clearly in the back of the room as well as the front. Now, again, stand up straight. We don't want to slouch in. We don't want to collapse in on ourselves. We want to stand up straight, take a deep breath, and say a short phrase. My name is Sean Trace. Whatever it is for you. Pick a short phrase. I am the coolest teacher of English on the planet. Maybe? I hope so. Whatever it might be, take a deep breath and try to project your voice. Focus on reaching the back of the room. You want to feel like you are talking to the people all the way at the back of the room. Notice how your belly feels tight and strong when you are projecting your voice. It is the powerhouse and the foundation of your speaking. Now, one of the things that's also very important is to avoid monotone. Add variety to your voice. Go up and down, loud and quiet. We don't want to talk like a robot. Monotone means that you keep your voice at the same level. No one likes that. Change your pitch and tone to keep the audience interested. Get high pitched sometimes. Get a little deeper sometimes. Create some vocal variants so that people will feel excited to listen to you. Now, one of the things that you can do is to emphasize keywords or phrases. Phrases. This is a practice that's really good to remember to emphasize words. We also can use pauses to add impact. When we slow down and pause, it emphasizes different words and emphasizes what we are trying to talk about. Now, again, to avoid that monotone, we can use vocal range. We have highs, lows, and midtones. Now, explore your full range. See what it sounds like when you're talking in a very high-pitched voice versus see what it sounds like when you're speaking in a low-pitched voice versus a midtone. all of us have a full range of tones that we can produce. Now, normally we use highs for excitement. When I'm excited, we speak in a high-pitched voice. And we use lows for seriousness. Now, I'm going to talk to you about something serious. Now, use this variation to keep your audience engaged. Now, another thing that's really important is your posture and how it affects your projection. If you round and are collapsed, your voice will feel constrained because your powerhouse in your diaphragm is crushed down right now with your posture. Now, when you stand tall with your shoulders back to open your airway, you are creating the perfect instrument to speak a language. Now, that slouching restricts your breath control. And when you restrict your breath control, it doesn't give you the full power that your voice needs. Now, good posture can also boost your confidence and allow you to project better. Another thing that's really important is to speak slowly and enunciate clearly. Now, what does that mean? Well, enunciate means that you say each word very clearly. Pronunciation means that the sounds are correct, but enunciate means that I am separating each word very carefully. Now, this clear speech makes your message more effective. The opposite of enunciating would be to mumble. And mumbling is when people slow down to avoid something. It's not easy to understand. Now, we slow down to avoid mumbling, and we want to emphasize consonants and end words clearly. Finish each word and give it its due time. Don't kind of blend everything together, but instead really clearly enunciate each word. In those words clearly. Now, one of the biggest things you got to work on is overcoming fear. Now, here are some tips to project confidently and overcome some of the fear you deal with. First of all, practice deep breathing to calm nerves. Inhale, exhale, and connect your mind to your happy place. Whatever it might be for you, stay calm and focus on your message, not your fears. Imagine speaking to a friend, not the whole audience. Imagine in front of you as a person that you trust, a person that makes you feel safe, and speak to them. Now, let's recap some key points on voice projection. First of all, number 1, use your diaphragm. Number 2, warm up your voice. Number 3, practice projecting to the back of the room. Now, if we do this every day, it will strengthen our voice. And also remember, your voice is a powerful tool. Use it wisely. You can change the world if you know how to use it. And remember to like and subscribe and keep practicing English with me here. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.